it just didn't really impress me.
That don't
So
impress
that's
me much.
yeah, exactly. This movie really Shania Twained.
Shania Twain. Oh, we have to keep that. It's Shania Twain.
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
What's your favorite scary movie?
Be afraid. Be very
afraid. See dead people.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Here's Johnny.
The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
Welcome to Talking Horror with Jamie and Nikisha.
Hi, I'm Jamie.
And I'm Nikisha, and this is Talking Horror with Jamie.
And Nikisha.
Where we share our love for all things scary and talk horror through the lens of human behavior. I don't know why that was so far back in my throat, but that's where we are today. Scary!
Scary!
That's what I was feeling today. Welcome, everyone. And a special welcome because it is season 9. That means you have to take 9 shots right now, listeners.
Whoa!
For 9 seasons.
Party!
It's a party time. Well, even if it's not that kind of party time, it's still Halloween party time because even though it's November, you know where your go-to for all of the horror content year-round. So we're keeping it spooky, and today we're talking about the 2025 supernatural horror film Black Phone 2.
It took me a long time, but now I remember.
You're dead.
Oh, Vinny. You of all people know that dead is just a word.
Tell me why you're here.
Why do you think I'm here?
Ring, ring, ring. Hello.
Hello.
I'm hanging up. I've seen this movie before. No, thank you.
Click.
The call's coming from inside the dream.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait to discuss.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
excited.
for sure.
So this movie was directed by Scott Derrickson, who co-wrote it with C. Robert Cargill. It is the sequel to The Black Phone, 2021, and it stars Mason Thames, Madeline McGraw, Jeremy Davies, and Ethan Hawke reprising their roles. So obviously heavy spoilers for Black Phone 2 and probably a little bit of The Black Phone because we're talking about the sequel. We're going to talk about the one that came before it.
Yeah.
And Jamie, please hit us with those trigger warnings.
Yes. If you didn't like the grabber in the first one, you're still not gonna like him.
Yep.
So this is about a murderer. A murderer who seemingly likes to murder children. So there are murdered children that you see, the ghosts of murdered children. And you know, they do, it's not like full insides on the outside, but like they don't look great. Some terrible things have happened to these children. There's also hanging that is featured. And just like a lot of like fight scenes with ghosts, with nothing else. Also scary mask, also like gross face under a scary mask.
Yes.
And like different parts of the gross face are revealed with the scary mask. Some like religious references, some references to like alcoholism and alcohol use. Just like children being the center of like trying to be murdered. And the grabber not taking any accountability for his actions.
He just keeps grabbing.
Did I miss anything?
Ice skating?
That's not a trigger warning.
I don't know. Hypothermia. We'll go with that.
Oh, yes, for sure. I was gonna say Tanya Harding. I mean, ice skating. There is some
Yeah,
trigger
I
warnings there.
know.
So just
Also,
saying.
heating elements in wooden places where people sleep, that gave me anxiety.
Oh gosh, yes. We'll talk about that because
Right?
I absolutely agree with that.
Yes.
Too
It
close.
was the 80s. There were no rules.
Mm.
Ugh. Gosh. Okay. Well, if that's all the trigger warnings, I know. I was just replaying in my brain all of the
Yeah.
10,000 things that could happen with a heated thing next to beds, wooden
Yes.
beds.
Yes.
All right. Well, before we get into all things, producer Brian has a couple of words for us.
I do. Hi, everybody. It's producer Brian here. Welcome to season 9, our 207th episode.
Ooh, wow.
That's cool. Yeah, we've been doing this for a while. And we really love doing it. So if you like listening to us, you can also follow us other places too. For instance, on TikTok at Talk Horror Pod, or on Instagram at Talk Horror Pod, or on YouTube, hi YouTube, at Talk Horror Pod, or just Talking Horror with Jamie and Nikisha. We cover other movies outside of the ones we cover on the podcast. So, we'll do short reviews. We'll do some, fun, like, listicle stuff. We'll go deep dive into some scenes from certain movies, all that fun stuff. So definitely check us out there at Talk Horror Pod. And then we're doing a new thing where we read off one of the reviews that someone has given us. While I pull it up, I just wanted to remind you all that it's really important to us that you do review us, whether it's on Spotify, you write a note, or whether it is on Apple Podcasts where you rate and review us with 5 stars, or even if you comment on our TikToks, engage with us on social media, on our YouTube, it really helps us out a lot. And not only is it like good for like our podcast, but it's also good for our egos. Or maybe
I'm
it's
glad
not
you
good,
said it.
not healthy. Yeah, but we like to read those things. We genuinely do. So I'm gonna read a YouTube comment we got.
Ooh.
This is from Yo Leo Yo Leo. Yo Leo said, even though I loathe Malignant, it seemed to take too much reaching to appreciate. I really enjoy you all's thorough review of the film. Because of you all, I'm now aware of the elements of the film that can't be appreciated. So it wasn't a total waste of time. Just won't ever watch it again. But you know what?
I mean, that's awesome.
That's awesome. Thank you for taking the time to
Yeah.
write that, to let us know how you felt about the movie. And honestly, we love not liking the same things. And I think horror is one of those genres where it could be so many things that, like, something appeals to me, Monster Squad, and something doesn't appeal to other people.
Oh,
But
goodness.
or Idris Elba being chased by lions, like whatever.
We'll never.
But yeah, that's my spiel. Give us a follow, give us a write a review. We would really appreciate it.
Yes, thanks so much. Especially if you didn't like a movie and still sought out content about the movie and it was
Yeah,
ours. That's really cool.
I think that's super cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So we appreciate that. What is it? Yo Leo, yo Leo, yo. That reminds me
Go
of
New York,
from
go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go.
well, what's the from Goofy movie? Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, baby.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of. Favorite.
That's a good one.
Okay, I feel like I haven't seen y'all or been with y'all for forever and a day, so you have to tell me, catch me up. What have you been watching? What is the tea, the spooky tea?
Oh God, Brian's been on a
tear.
movie
He's been on a mission.
kick. Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched 47 horror movies in
Jesus.
October. I'm at 13 right now for November.
That's crazy.
And we keep rolling. I mean, there's a lot. So definitely follow us on TikTok because I'm doing a lot more of that stuff there. And I don't want to take up like the full hour that we're going to record
Yeah,
this.
for sure.
I could. But
highlights.
Some of the highlights, I really liked the remake of The Toxic Avenger.
Okay.
That was a really good remake. It's a considerably different plot. It's a different design of Toxie in some ways, but it keeps that trauma produced like
Mhm.
weirdness. It's funny, it's tongue in cheek, it's campy. Um, I really had a great time watching that one. So I would that's now on digital. I would highly suggest that. Um, I really like this independent film called Wormtown.
Wormtown.
Yeah,
Okay.
it sounds like a Nickelodeon TV show you watched in the 90s, but like the Pink Opaque. Um,
Wormtown.
but
Pink Opaque.
Pink Opaque. But it's about this town that is infested with worms that basically like feast on you and make you go crazy. And there are these three women that are kind of like camping out, trying not to get it in town. And then they're kind of pulled into the shenanigans of the town. Um, and then like chaos ensues. But this thing is really heartfelt. It's gross. And I really enjoyed it. So Wormtown is another good one that I enjoyed. Um, um, I also really I'd never seen it before. Session 9 was really
Mm.
good.
Oh.
Um, uh, in the Mouth of Madness was really good. I had never seen that before. Um, Primate. I saw Primate at the Philadelphia Film Festival. That was awesome. It was a chimpanzee animal attack movie that was up there. Um, I also binged werewolf movies during October. I
Nice.
watched so many. And I think there's some really good ones in there. I think the best one I watched was probably, I mean, I'd seen it before, but An American Werewolf in London is so good. Like that's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good. Late Phases, about a blind army veteran who moves into like a assisted living area. It's kind of like Bubba Hotep but werewolves. And he's got to like
Mm.
save the village like even though he hates all of them. That was super cool. Jamie and I watched a lot together, like The Sacrament I really enjoyed. She had seen it, I had not. um
Yeah.
The Long Walk we watched and enjoyed that.
Okay.
um I rewatched Underwater, which is a great we got to get out of here movie.
Mm-hmm.
Bone Lake I watched. And yeah, I mean, I watched a ton of stuff. Those were some of the highlights, I would say.
Yeah.
In general, those are some of the bigger highlights for sure. Oh, I did a double feature of animal attack movies, and I thought they were really good. I did The Bayou
Okay.
and I forget the other one. It was a shark movie. Um, I'll think of it before the end of this.
Was that
Before the end,
open water?
I did watch Open Water, but that wasn't the one I was. Uh, um, that wasn't the one.
Hmm.
Fear Below. It takes place in the late 40s.
Mm.
This group of Irish gangsters accidentally crash their truck full of stolen gold into a river, and they hire these divers who go down in like diving bells to get their stuff back. But there's a shark, there's a bull shark in the river. Then it's actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
What
That
year
was
was it
I mean
made?
what?
What year was it made?
They're both from this year.
Oh, okay. It's
Yeah,
set in the
yeah. So,
1940s. Oh, wow.
oh
Okay.
yeah, but set, yeah, I don't think I'd ever seen
Yeah.
a shark movie like not set in the like time it was made or in the
Right.
future.
Right.
So that was like honestly that was kind of cool.
Okay.
So I mean, I watched a ton. Follow me on Letterbox as well for those reviews and my list of 2025 movies. That's in our description below. Jamie and my Letterbox is down there. Um, so we watched a fuck ton of stuff. Oh, and we're watching Welcome to Derry.
Same. I just finished
Yeah.
episode
Mm-hmm.
3 before
Oh, we didn't
I
watch
came on
episode
here.
3 yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so good. I saw a meme, and not to give anything away, because I'm sure we'll probably discuss and talk about the series, that had like a cute little dog, and in front of it the text was It's the remake 2017 and It Part 2, and it's like this cute golden retriever. And then like Welcome to Derry was basically like Cujo
Oh
in
yeah.
regards to just how
Uh-huh.
different the movies were from the TV show.
Oh, I
But
rewatched Cujo.
oh, nice.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, we
but it's
also
been
watched
fun.
Man Finds Tape.
Oh, same.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Um,
We'll discuss.
that was weird I think in a good way weird,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. Yeah,
Jamie, did you watch it too?
Uh-huh.
yeah, we
Okay.
watched that one.
Yeah. Mhm.
She did
Mhm,
not watch
mhm.
Wormtown though.
No.
Okay.
No
Okay.
worms.
Now I gotta watch Wormtown because I'm just so curious. But
Yeah, I thought it was great.
yeah,
I did get a screener for it. So I'll send it to you, Nikisha.
please. Yeah.
But that's an unbiased opinion. I actually really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Well, you guys are here for Black Phone Part 2. So we need a plot summary of this. And producer Brian.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
What's the plot?
It's gonna
Super
give it to
prepared, as you
us.
can tell.
Okay.
It'll be easy. This is a good one for a
Easy
2 minute
peasy,
plot summary.
lemon squeezy.
Yeah, I think this one will
Yeah.
be easy. I think you're right.
All right, producer Brian,
Yes.
we got 2 minutes on the clock for you to tell us about the second calling.
Okay.
Thanks, Nikisha. All right, ready, steady,
Yes.
go.
Okay, this takes place 4 years after the Black Phone. Black Phone 2 really primarily focuses on Gwen, Finn's sister from the first one. Finn is in this, obviously, but Finn is having PTSD big time from being grabbed, and Gwen is having these dreams where she is actually sleepwalking like through these dreams, and the grabber is kind of there trying to grab her, and she sees other dead kids, as well as she's having phone calls with her mother when her mother was a camp counselor at this like Jesus camp. So what they do is they work out to be CITs during the winter session to investigate a little bit further with their other friend Ernesto, whose older brother was killed by the grabber. Anyway, they get to this camp, and there's a snowstorm, so they're kind of like the only people there with some of the staff. Anyway, the grabber keeps grabbing, but every time that she is in a dream, it's done in Super 8. So it's kind of like this like very grainy, weird world where she's like kind of crossing in. It's a real big snowscape, because the grabber has gone to hell, and in this movie, hell is cold, like Dante's the lowest level of hell. And long story short, they figure out that the grabber worked at that camp a long time ago, and these were kind of like his first victims, those kids. And so what they do is they decide that they need to find the kids and kind of put them to rest, because the fear, the power that it gives the grabber that they're still kind of like in limbo there is why he can appear. He's trying to kill Finney, but torture the sister and kill her first to torture him. Anyway, long story short, the dad shows up and they all put the kids to rest. The grabber is ice skating and the kids pull him down underneath. The end.
Yay! Good job. Good job.
Don't get grabbed.
Don't get
Oh
grabbed.
God! Don't get grabbed.
That's the plot.
Even in your sleep, nowhere safe.
Mhm.
All right. Well, let's get into it with our first segment, Trick or a Treat, where we let you know, was this a treat? We loved it, or we don't know how we feel about it, kind of in the middle. And Trick, we hated it.
Trick. Treat.
So, Jamie, Trick or a Treat?
This is like a trick for me.
Okay, producer Brian.
A trick.
Okay, I'm right at in the middle. So
Okay.
now I'm even more especially excited to hear your thoughts about it. Let's get into details with likes and gripes.
And now our likes and gripes.
Now, obviously, this is all of our first time seeing this, but
Yes.
Jamie, please start us off with your thoughts on this, how it compares to the first one, and why you're in the middle with Trick and
Surely. So I didn't really care for the first one.
I
I
think I forgot
while
that.
I
Good context, though.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Okay.
Yes, I did want to give that context.
Yes, yes, yes.
I like Scott Derrickson and I like his
Yes.
movies. But I didn't like The Black Phone, and this one didn't really feel necessary to me. I don't think that it really added anything. Like I didn't need more grabber lore. I was never really interested in grabber lore, and that's essentially what this movie is. And then also kind of make some weird like supernatural cosmic connection to this family that I don't really think needed to exist.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of nodding.
Yeah, I'm kind of over. I'm kind of over this like chosen one like
Mhm.
thing, and even though this wasn't trying to be like chosen one-y, um, it's not even chosen one. It's like there's so many serendipitous coincidences that it's just like
Mhm.
hard to
Yes.
kind of believe and get behind in some ways. Totally.
Yeah.
And even with your point, Jamie, about the lore of the grabber, it's like it gave more lore, but then it didn't, because we still really didn't get like the true why is he doing this type thing. And I
Mhm.
guess, you don't have to with a killer to know the ins and outs of it, but if you're going towards
Mhm.
that direction, give us the full story, not just another kind of filler chapter within the grabber's history of attacks on kids.
Yeah, again, for me, I didn't really understand what the point of this movie is.
Right.
Like what purpose is it trying to serve? And ultimately I do not know still, having watched it.
Hmm.
Something that I did really enjoy were those like dreamy sequences that were
Mm-hmm.
kind of like
Yes.
fuzzy, blurry, grainy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I like how it's this like slight change where A, you're not sure if it's supposed to be happening like that, and B, and for me personally, as somebody who is a like dream and nightmare haver, there's definitely those moments where it's like, was that real or was that a dream that I had? Like, did I actually
Mm-hmm.
experience that? Like, when I'm reflecting on a dream that I had and trying to remember, I'm like, was that real? And so I feel
Yeah.
like there's this blurred line between like dream world and reality that like the younger sister is like kind of constantly ebbing and flowing between, and like
Mm-hmm.
that kind of felt like the best depiction of like the kind of I want to say dissociating, but that's not the right word. Just
Yeah.
kind of like feeling like discombobulated from reality
Hmm.
in that moment, especially because sometimes like she's sleepwalking and she's physically in the space, and then
Mm-hmm.
later on they physically like keep her in a space, but her like dream body, if it's lucid dreaming or whatever, is taking her to these other
Yeah,
locations.
sure.
Right.
um I liked all of those sequences a lot. I think a lot of other things just kind of really fall flat for me. I mean, I will say that like Ethan Hawke as the grabber, like he's creepy. He's a creepy dude, like he
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
does a good job at being like a creep. Um and just the like anticipation of him kind of getting closer or showing up, or like the phone ringing, seeing him in the background of spaces, like it's definitely creepy.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things that kind of don't really uh work great for me. It I guess like I don't really care that much for the trope, I'm realizing, because there's another movie that I remember it happening with this year, of like someone insisting to stay in a situation where like it doesn't really make sense for them to stay there, but they're like,
Hmm.
I have to solve this mystery. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
you don't need to do this in this way. Like there has to be other safer ways for you to do this. You don't need to like go right to the place where like you also know that you're in danger.
Right.
Because the Conjuring, the most recent Conjuring movie, did that too. And I'm like, why are people like just being like, my instincts are telling me to go to this location, or like my intuition is, but like you don't need to stay behind and be alone. You don't need to go to these places alone. Like that just
Right.
doesn't, it's like, okay, I'm having this like weird thing. Like, let me bring everyone I know and make it like a big public affair so that it's like
Yeah.
the safest possible, situation. So like that I don't get.
Yeah.
I didn't really get the like conversation with the mom stuff. Like the mom was like, supernatural, like had this information, and then like the grabber got her for it, and so she's like, I need to communicate this to my daughter so that they can release these spirits, whatever. But like, I don't know, I just it,
It gets tricky.
yeah, but also like even that feels really tropey. There's just like, I feel like this movie is very tropey with a lot of like bells and whistles up front to make you think it's like doing something maybe new and fresh and fun, but like it's really not giving anything new or different than what we've already seen. So
Definitely.
that's kind of, I think, what does, because I guess it goes back to the first point of like, I was expecting something to be different to justify making a sequel to this movie. And really it's just not providing anything new, between like the unnecessary story or like the plot devices. Like it just didn't really impress me.
That don't
So
impress
that's,
me much.
yeah, exactly. This
And
movie really Shania Twained.
Shania Twain. Oh, we have to keep that. It's Shania Twain.
Yeah.
Wow. But
Yeah,
that's
you get
real.
Shania Twain.
Oh, you got Shania Twain, which is worse than being grabbed. So, but that's so true. And I guess even just referring back to the first movie, I didn't feel after the first movie like I cared enough about the kids that
Yeah.
survived to justify wanting me to see what happens next with
Sure.
them.
That's
Yeah.
totally fair.
So I feel like that was also a thing that might have been different, that could have helped, was a different scenario with the grabber. Like keep the situation with the grabber, but maybe it be a different set of kids or a different neighborhood or
Oh,
something
interesting.
to make it different. You know what I mean?
So
As opposed to keeping those kids.
yeah, so Jamie and I during the movie, because we were expecting something different, thought we had guessed the ending.
Oh yeah.
So when we were watching the movie, what we thought was going to happen is that the grabber was not the person who killed those kids. We thought that it was going to be revealed that like the camp owner, Mando, obviously it turned out that he's like this really empathetic, nice person, but we thought that that was a veil for the fact that like he killed those kids. And the grabber, we were thinking that like maybe the grabber was kind of still after Finn and what's it called, but like maybe a little bit separate. And then like this idea that like they were hunting down another serial killer unknowingly.
Yeah.
And then the movie didn't do that, and the movie and then because we were really interested in that tweak and that turn on this formula, then the movie was like straight down the middle with like all this shit we've seen before, like this is what actually happened to your parent, like that we need to like, and we need to like make these kids at rest so that you can destroy the grabber. I was like, oh, this is just the same shit, different paint job, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that yeah, so like
I liked our fake plot much better than this one. Yeah,
because they do kind
also,
of put him out
sorry.
as a red. Oh no, I'm sorry. I was just going to say they do put him out as a red herring, but keep going.
Yeah, totally.
Kind of, yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, because I guess like obviously there is an element of like the PTSD from having gone through this like incredibly traumatic experience. But I guess I thought more that like the beginning of the phone ringing and the grabber showing up was a representation of the PTSD that Finn had experienced. And so then when it turns out that like, no, he is actually the killer, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that
But
was
yeah,
a bummer. Totally.
coming back. Yeah.
Yes,
No,
that's a
this one.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts, Jamie?
Nah, that's it.
I'll piggyback because I don't have that much to
Sorry.
say after
Yeah.
that too, because I agree. It just kind of fell flat and felt a little one dimensional with the
Yeah, right?
storyline. Um, I will say as some likes that what we mentioned before about the dream sequence, I agree, because I think that contrast kept my attention more with the
Sure.
change in how they filmed, just to be visually seeing something different.
Hmm.
And I thought that that was a great way to distinguish between the dream world and the real world. I
Yeah.
also did enjoy the gore in this. Like, even though
Oh
these
yeah,
are
definitely.
random kids, the kid with the slash across his face that kept falling off, like, yeah,
Hmm.
give me that all day. And if we're gonna go there and just be like a horror camp thing, like, let's just fully be invested in that. It felt like when you were talking, Brian, about all the different things going on, it felt like another situation of a hat on a hat on a hat, where it's like you have the supernatural element, but then you have
Hmm.
like kids at a campsite, and then you have the phone of it all, but then you do have a serial killer too, even though there's other supernatural
Hmm.
things. So it's a lot of different things going on, still easy to follow, but still like, can we focus on one specific thing?
Yeah,
um
sure.
but I do love a setting at a camp any day, all day for a
Always.
horror movie.
And what a
Always.
nice camp in the winter. I thought that was a really nice
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. Like one of my likes in
Yes.
this is just like the snowy winter atmosphere and just like the vibes of this movie. I really liked the vibes of this movie because it's beautifully shot too.
It is. It really is. The aesthetic is very pleasing for a horror movie.
Yeah.
And like you said, to set a camp in the wintertime is also great. I also love that it was a church camp too, because when
Yes.
nefarious things are happening in like a church setting, I'm like, absolutely expose the truth of
Yeah,
what it is.
100%. Have you seen the woman going viral on TikTok for calling
Calling
churches around the
churches,
country? Yeah.
Brian, don't even get me started on all
I
that.
know.
It's
I
just,
love
but I love it. It's like, expose
Yeah,
it
me too.
all. Call all of those churches, and they're
Yeah.
not. And if you don't know, people, there's a woman calling churches to ask for baby formula, and they're saying no. And it's like, my favorite are the crash out videos of people being like, "We told you, this is what this
Yeah,
is."
yeah, one person was
But
like, "Yeah, obviously this is happening because if churches actually did what the teachings say, there'd be no homeless people in the whole world with the
yes,
savings that they make from the tax breaks." Anyway,
no,
tangent.
you're right.
Let's
That
yeah,
is a
yeah, yeah,
tangent.
yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
But you're
Church
talking
camp.
about that
Church
exact
camp.
video that I saw, and I was like, this is great.
Hmm.
But anyway, I love that it was a church setting with like nefarious things going on, and you have the couple that's holier than thou, and
Yeah.
not believing what's actually going on, but just kind of throwing it, oh, the devil is just in her. And I will say, when we're talking about tropes, one thing that I was trying to remember from the first one, did Gwen always have such like a mouth on her? Because if not, it felt like they were kind of forcing her to be like this girl that's talking back to adults and cussing all the
Well, I
time.
think she did. Didn't she talk back to
Did she
her
do that?
dad? Because there was that like child abuse scene that like I also
Yeah,
really didn't like in the first one.
I think
Okay.
so. I think
Okay.
she did. I think they up it in this one, but I think she did. I don't
Okay.
remember. I only saw the first one once when did
Same.
it for the episode. Yeah.
Right. Well, if it was already there, then fine. Otherwise, I was like, they really are kind of like pushing this a
Well,
little.
to quote Jamie, she was like, "Wow, they really don't want you to forget this takes place in the '80s. Like the way that
Oh
they're
my
dressed, all the things that they're
gosh.
saying. They're like, yeah, radical dude. Like in the beginning when they're talking about the Duran Duran
The Duran
tickets or whatever it
Duran,
is,
yeah. Oh my
and like
god.
that they're wearing and like what they're saying. It's just like, oh, overboard with the jargon, the '80s jargon, there, buddy.
That doesn't
Oh boy.
feel realistic or authentic at all, which was also a thing. And then that makes me
Hmm.
think of iPhone face, and then people who
Oh yeah.
can't kind of
Mhm.
be
Yeah.
period pieces. But anyway,
Mhm.
um, yeah. But I will say, from what I remember of the first one, in comparison to the second one, because I don't think I was too keen on the first one either.
Yeah, I looked
But
it
I
up. You
think
were not.
okay, great. Give me the receipts, producer Brian.
Yeah,
But in watching this one, I think the only thing that kept me was that there was more gore, and we love, more all the time is what we're saying. And I
yeah,
think that made
totally.
me like this a little more than the first one, which is why I think I landed at just like smack dab in the
Yeah,
middle.
that's fair.
But other than that, I would not rush to watch this again. So
Totally.
yeah,
No, I'll probably never watch this again.
yeah.
Yeah.
Producer Brian, what are your thoughts?
Cool. So these are my likes. I thought all of the acting was really good.
Mm,
I thought that everybody in this was excellent. I think that they elevated some of the material in this for sure. Um, I like the grabber design. I thought that the design of this kind of like dead, Freddy Krueger esque grabber was awesome. When the mask came off, even though it's heavily CG'd, like I like the design in general. Um, I liked the open start of this movie. I kind of like the like mystery unfolding and like what's happening because I really like the switch of the focus on Gwen. Gwen is a way
mm-hmm.
more interesting character to me than Finn, and so I was really excited that like that was the focus, and she was wonderful in this movie. Like I hope she works forever. She is going to be
Mm-hmm.
such an even better actress than she is now. I'm like very excited to see her career
For
after
sure.
this one. I agree with both of you. I thought the Super 8 dream sequences were fantastic, but put a pin in that because I have a gripe about them as well. I
Got
talked
it.
about the vibes and the snowiness. Um, I loved the grabber skating. I really did. It was so silly. All of a sudden, he's like this hockey guy. Like, I
Yes,
kind of loved that just for the randomness of it. Like I don't
it was
I just
random.
really enjoyed that in a weird way. I really like that the dad didn't drink and we didn't get another fucking subplot about like him like oh do I drink, do I not drink when my kids are gone. Like I'm very happy that I really liked when he picks up the phone, you think he's calling his sponsor, but he's actually
Mm,
calling to do something good for his kids. Like I liked that
yes.
that aspect of things. um, I also like that they believed her. They just didn't want to deal with it. To me, that was like a different spin on the like that people like your family, your boyfriend, your husband not believing you. Where like
Right.
they knew this was fucking true, but they kind of were like, I kind of don't want to deal with this, which is like really shitty. But like I liked that concept in this one, if that
Better
makes
than,
sense.
yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. For
yeah,
sure.
like right, totally. Because that was more of a selfish thing than it was like a I genuinely don't believe you type of thing.
Yes.
Um, so I think there's a lot to like about this movie in general. I do have some gripes, obviously. I found it really boring once we were like after the first, I don't know. There was a section during this movie where Jamie and I had to walk Ted because he had to pee, and we paused it. And we're like, how is there an hour left? Like
Yes.
we're like
Yes.
we didn't even get to the like what they just like what the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was slow in places. I was ready for this thing to be over. A lot of the emotional scenes I felt were placed too late in the movie. I feel
Mm.
like I feel like I don't know. I just feel like them arguing if they were gonna like stay and help her. I was like, you already did for an hour and 15 minutes. Now you're gonna leave when the dad shows up.
Right.
Like I it also felt like Finn had overcome a lot of some of his PTSD by helping in that scene. I, I understand that as a kid he probably needed to like talk it out and cry and like actually like do therapy, but like, or just be like, say it out loud. But I don't know. It was a really nice scene that I felt it just felt weird coming at that point in time in the movie. I don't
Yeah.
know. And then the dad got there. I was like, cool, wrapping this up. And I was like, 20 more minutes. Um, I
Yes.
thought this movie was super predictable. Once Jamie and I were realized that we were wrong about our prediction, this movie just felt super predictable, and and like because we were ahead of it, I was like, this the ending just better be like gory, interesting, and like it wasn't interesting enough. Um,
You're right. Mm-hmm.
the repetition of the dreams. Here's my gripe about the dreams.
Yes.
The dream was super cool the first time because you're figuring it out with her. Like when he wakes her up and the graininess goes away, awesome. The second time it happens and she gets axed or whatever it is, and then like she's bleeding in real life because like you're wondering like because she stepped in the blood in the first time and then it was on her
And there's
sock.
blood.
The second time it escalated. And then from there, he just fucking did the same thing over and over again. It didn't escalate enough. It was just so predictable and repetitive. And I was like, just because this is cool doesn't mean it needs to do something else. Oh, what now she's moving and not her body's not moving? Like, not a big deal. Oh, now like the grabber's lifting her up and something like these are too incremental. Like I needed something a bit more that was boring. Like that's also the part that was boring. I was like, yeah, okay, she's gonna get attacked a little bit. He's gonna do this. She's gonna wake up. We gotta get him. Then they're gonna go like figure out like who these kids are, and then they're gonna be like, oh, we gotta get him. You know what I mean? Like then someone's gonna give a speech. She's gonna have a dream again. I'm just like, just get to the grabber. Like, what are we doing here, people? And then she has to watch her mom die. I was like, oh my god, like is this a fucking like this feels like a Harry Potter star like I don't need to like all along you didn't know what really happened to your mama. She discovered me 20 years prior. I'm like, oh my
Your
god.
mama.
Yeah, your mama. I'm the grabber. And it felt forced like I'm doing you a favor because narratively we need for me to show you what happened to your mother. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
whatever. And I know that he was just I know that there's probably ulterior motives in terms of his objective to make her feel shitty before he tortures her in front of Finn and stuff like that. Whatever. Anyway, there's that one. Then I love the actor Jeremy Davies who plays the father. I think he's great. I've been watching him in a million things. Like he always plays like the skeevy, like sidekick guy in like everything. He was in Lost. He was on what's the Unjustified or just the show with Timothy Olyphant, Justified.
Justified? Unjustified.
I don't know. It's not Unjustified. I don't know why I said that. He's great. However, he beat them. I can't get over that. Even though they bring it up in this one, was what are you gonna do? Take your belt off and hit me? Like, I don't know. I know he's trying to make amends and he stopped drinking, and they're blaming his abuse on the fact that like the mom died and he didn't know how to raise blah blah blah, and it doesn't matter to me. He still put his hands on those kids, and I know it's the 80s, and I know like, but like I still saw him as this villain. I don't know. That was that's like when you give the abusive husband like. Honestly, it's like in Waitress. When you give the abusive husband a song, I hate it. Unless they have a villain song. And I understand the point that like you're trying to see the side of her that she believes is like the good side where she keeps going back to him. But like, I don't know. I just had mixed feelings about just that forgiveness. Can
That's
you
fair.
imagine?
I can't.
I didn't find this scary at all. There were no surprises in this movie.
No.
There were none of the jump scares got me in this movie because they were dead on. You know what I mean? There was no. I knew they were coming, and the only way that he can successfully do a jump scare is with sound.
Yes, and it
The
gives
lawnmower and Sinister, some of the like kids in windows and this. I don't know that didn't get me. I don't know if Scott Derrickson is a great director. He's a utility player director posing as an auteur of horror because he does the same things over and over again. The Super 8 is like his thing. I didn't like the first Black Phone. I didn't really like this one. Sinister is not as good on a second or third rewatch at all. Again, he tries to make you empathize with these really garbage people, and I have a very hard time doing that like because it's not like he's setting them up as an anti-hero. Like he's setting them up as the hero of the story who do like, and I know that people are flawed and I understand that, but I just have a hard time like with a lot of that kind of stuff. I also didn't really dig his Black Mirror episode that is in the Black Phone world.
Which one episode was that?
with the VHS videotapes, in the
You
VHS.
said Black Mirror. Did
Yeah,
you mean
Black
Sorry,
Mirror.
the
VHS?
VHS
Okay.
movies. I didn't mean
Sorry. That's
Black
why I
Mirror.
was like,
Sorry.
Black Mirror. Which episode did he do
No,
in
in
that? Okay, okay.
VHS 86 or 85, whatever.
Gotcha,
I think it was
gotcha.
in
Okay.
that one. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Um, and and honestly, I just didn't like the Freddy Kruegering of it all, because it makes it whether you like or dislike the first one's interesting and different, and I know, and in this one, kind of like you said, tries to explain the dream stuff, and then I don't know, he just feels he's so silly in this movie. The
Mm-hmm.
grabber, like the ice skating and everything, it's just like very silly. And I think that worked for a Wes Craven movie, but like I don't know if Scott Derrickson was able to actually pull off this like tonal shift where everything is super serious, and the grabber's like a goofball, like
Yeah.
skating towards them, and you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like I don't know. Um, I just, at the end of the day, I just found this very predictable and boring, even if I love the vibe and the aesthetic and the acting.
Yeah. I also feel like I want to rewind. That's a hot take about Sinister not being
It's
as
not.
good
We
on
rewatched
a
it.
second watch.
It's hard to forgive him for not fucking telling his family because
Yeah.
he's so obsessed with writing this book. Like
Right.
it's not.
Right.
It's not enjoyable. Like, and the jump
When-
scares are.
yeah.
And then the second time you watch it, you know where all the jump scares are. So like
Yeah.
the movie, like you know that the kid's in the box, you know the kid's in the bushes, you know that the fucking lawnmower's coming. And so,
Mhm.
like, okay, fine, whatever. Like, it's not. That's my hot take. Sinister's only good on first viewing.
Well, yeah, I mean, because Sinister's on hella lists of
Yeah,
scariest movies and things, but you never consider
totally.
the rewatchability of it all.
I
So,
don't
that
find
makes sense.
Sinister rewatchable. Again, that
Yeah.
is a me thing.
Yeah.
It's me.
I only watched it once, so I can't say anything about how it would feel.
We gotta watch it
second
again, so
time.
like, prove me right. Or wrong.
Got it. Yes. Any last thoughts on this before we move on?
Man, people love this movie. Like,
Really?
Well, we'll see. We'll talk more about that when we get to the rating stuff.
Okay. But maybe they just like okay, we'll talk about it.
Well, yeah.
But I agree the Freddy Krueger of it all is the only thing that I could think about. And if you're going to do something of the like, what are you going to do to make it different? And there was, like we've all said, nothing that was different about it. It just felt like a
The
copy
only thing
paste.
different was like, oh, it's filmed different. These scenes are crazy. They're grainy.
Yeah. But other than that, it's like he's getting you in your dreams and getting a hold of everybody through whatever underworld situation.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that he's stealing any of that stuff, because it's very clear that he was inspired by this. So it's not like, I'm not like saying anything like that. I'm not saying anything like that.
No, but if you are going to be influenced by someone to this degree, people are going to comment on the similarities of it all. So you got to expect that, because that's what you're putting out there. Great. All right, let's move on to brains.
Tasty.
Yes. Okay, so facing something you fear is obviously a hard task to do, but the more information you can get can sometimes help you face the fears. I'm thinking about when Gwen finally realizes, oh, I can control my dreams too, because they're my dreams, and then she can do some things. But I wanted to ask you, Jamie, what are some other ways that you help your clients kind of face their fears, or at least learn how to live with them, deal with them on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a couple different answers that are running through my head. One is like the exposure therapy of it all, and like that part. I think there's also, on the flip side, like distress tolerance skill building. So when we avoid scary things, we tend to become more afraid of them the more that we avoid them. And so how can we start challenging ourselves to face some of them remind ourselves that like we can be okay with some of these things, and like practicing grounding techniques. Obviously not doing so in a way that's like totally unsafe. This isn't like, okay, you're really scared of like snakes, jump into a snake pit.
Right.
But like figuring out like, how can we like integrate grounding exercises in a more routine way so that like we can kind of better manage our reactions to different scary things. And it's not to say that you will not, like, I think also expectation setting, it's not that you won't ever have like fear ever again. Like that feels unsafe.
Right.
So yeah, it's like managing expectations around, you're still probably going to experience fear. It just might not like be as intense or maybe last as long or come up as frequently as it has before.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that exposure therapy. Just throw me in a pit of snakes. I'll be fine. I can make it work.
Yeah, no,
It's
thank
all
you.
good.
I always think of the pit of needles from
In Saw
Saw 2.
2. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Which every time I see a video of how they made that, I stop and always watch it because they really were trying to individually like take out real needles from those things and put rubber ones in there, and that was like people's jobs that they hired off the street to just like switch out to put a rubber needle
That's
in there,
wild.
and it took
That's so wild.
days to do. Really crazy. Okay, my next question is, why do you think people get uncomfortable speaking with someone who has experienced a traumatic event, and how can people on the outside do better about helping that person cope with whatever trauma they're dealing with, and I'm without being like dismissive or judgmental? And I'm just thinking about at the very beginning how like the kids were acting towards Gwen and like towards Finn at the beginning after he experienced that whole grabber trauma. And, I think one of the kids was saying like, "Oh, you killed the guy, you think you're so strong, like fight me." And it's like, well, why do we get so uncomfortable or weird around people who have experienced trauma? I guess that's my first question. And then how can we help someone, as an outer circle, cope with someone who has experienced that kind of trauma?
Yeah. I mean, I think that like, I think people tend to feel uncomfortable with anything that isn't like easy or like, any kind of like more intense emotion of any kind. Like,
Yeah.
we don't like to feel it, it's like within ourselves. And so like, how often do we want to like be around other people who are experiencing these things? So I think that there is this element of like I think grief is a common one where like I think people feel uncomfortable and they don't really know how to like support somebody or like navigate conversations around that. And I think trauma is another one. And like also I think the impact that these experiences have on people is like such a huge spectrum that I think the unpredictability of it also makes it harder for people to feel like, I don't know what to say to this person.
Yes.
So I feel like that's definitely like a piece that makes it a bit more challenging. But I think that I think something to think about is like you don't have to say the exact right thing to like be empathetic. I think compassion can often just come from like being present for somebody like physically, or just saying like, hey, whenever you want to chat, like I'm here. Those reminders that you're like thinking of someone and just like that you care. So yeah, like I don't think that supporting other people who have experienced trauma doesn't have to look one particular way.
Yeah.
And again, like everybody receives support in different ways. So like just because you prefer to do it in one way, that might not be how they want it. And so you
That's
can
real.
also like give them the autonomy to say like, hey, if you need anything from me or like however you want me to support you, like I'm here for you. If you want to scream, I will scream with you. If you want me to like stop pestering you, I will for a week and then I'm going to check in again. If you want me to like bring you food, I will do that. Et cetera, et cetera. So I think like giving people the autonomy to let you know how you can best support them, as opposed to like thinking that you need to know exactly what the right thing is. I think that takes some of that pressure off. But also, again, like that's how you can really be best there for somebody, is like demonstrating that you care about them, and then like, you know, they can let you know what they might need from you without you feeling like, oh, what if I say the wrong thing?
Right. Absolutely. And I love what you said too about people sometimes just are uncomfortable dealing with big emotions, and that's why they can maybe come off weird or whatever the case may be, or whatever. But it's like, do what you can, offer what you can, but know that it might be different than what you might want in a reverse situation. So super cool. Last thing is, and I got this from an article that was talking about themes in this movie, and it was talking about the loss of safe spaces, because this was set in a church camp, and there's like stuff that's crazy murders that are happening in this church camp. So my question is, when you have lost your physical like safe space, how can you find a sense of stability and safety elsewhere, that'll be helpful for you mentally, since you can't necessarily have it physically?
Yeah, I mean, it makes me think a lot like about, you know, lockdown, for example, when like COVID first started, and the loss of like a lot of the resources and support systems that we have in place that maybe we didn't always think about, and maybe we did, but like how much that then like fundamentally changed how we like live our lives and like take care of ourselves, and like the like necessary shift that we have had and have continued to have to make in order to like take care of ourselves. So like, you know, to some degree some things maybe have returned, but like not for everybody. You know, some folks who are immunocompromised like are still masking, or still, you know, can't really go out and socialize in the ways that they did before. So that like sense of isolation is pretty high. But I think thinking about how we can still be resourceful and like think creatively about still, you know, finding ways to still like find people, make connections, find tools that like we can still feel like ourselves and feel that sense of comfort and belonging, as opposed to like feeling alone or like just grieving the loss of like how things used to be, or no longer having access to, you know, to those safe spaces. I'm also like not an anti-safe space. That's going to sound really aggressive and
Oh
wild.
my.
I
did not expect
no, it's
that.
more of like the phrase safe space. Like,
for
I think
sure,
it's
for sure.
really hard to promise to like, as the person saying like this is a safe space, like you're not really the person who decides that. It's the person who's like receiving that space. And so it's just another language thing that I try to be super mindful of. And so I try to say like, you know, safer spaces, right? Like I'm putting in an effort to do what I can to make sure that like you're taken care of, but I I'm not always necessarily going to know where something might like, where I might make a misstep, and it is never my intention to cause harm. And so like let me know, and like I am somebody who is constantly learning, and that's also part of it. So like that's my like little asterisk on safe spaces.
For
Sure,
sure.
that makes sense.
Absolutely makes sense. Great. Well, that's all that I have for you. Should we rotten to Martin this?
Yeah, let's do
Rotten
it.
to molten.
Rotten to Morton.
It's the Rotten Tomatoes game.
Okay. I mean, what do you think this has on Rotten Tomatoes?
Oh, You were saying that
73.
people don't like it. Oh my God, Jamie, that was the exact number that was in my brain. I
I
shit you not. I was literally about to say 73.
Same brain.
Wow, still got it. I'm gonna say 72 then. I'll just go on under.
It's 72.
Shut up.
Yeah.
You did it.
You helped me by taking 73.
72. And the popcorn meter is 83.
Jesus.
Wow.
The critics' consensus is taking the consequences of its predecessor seriously. Black Phone 2 is a chilling sequel that mines memorable scares and thought-provoking themes from the scars that linger.
That was a lot of words that just flew over
It's
my
a, yeah, it's a lot of chat GPT words, you know.
I hate it here.
And just as a reminder, the Black Phone has an 81% and an 88%.
Can someone? No, never mind. I don't need to invite that into my life.
All right.
Never mind. I take it
Yeah.
back. Don't
Okay.
explain it to me.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't explain anything. Okay, what do you
my
think
God.
this has on Letterboxd?
A 3-4.
Nikisha, what did you say? 3.4?
A 3-4.
I'll say a 3-2.
3-2!
I
Nikisha, you got
promise
them
I didn't
both.
look.
Oh my God.
Are you kidding?
Damn.
You're magic. This is like
No.
some
It's
cosmic
fine.
shit.
I'm not
It's
kidding.
fine.
Oh my
My
God,
dead dad's
Nikisha, you're a
helping me.
witch.
I am.
You're a witch. You're accessing your witchy powers for good.
Oh, literally, that's all I would want to use it for, just to guess like Rotten Tomato and Letterboxd, because
Yeah,
I'd be too afraid to do
killed it.
anything else.
Yeah, right. All right, and here are the top 3 fantastic reviews. Okay. At number 3, not Ethan Hawke reheating Freddy Krueger's nachos.
That is an incredible comment, and that should be number 1. I don't care what number 1 is. That should be number 1.
Oh, that's so good.
Wow.
Number 2, I think it's hot you talk to Jesus.
That quote.
Great quote.
Kill me now.
Oh my God.
And at number 1, the phone put more emotion into ringing than Gal Gadot ever did into acting.
Actually, that's a great one. Yeah.
I
that's great.
love
That's
this. Like, yeah, it's so. I love how she's not even in this movie and people are still talking about her.
she's
It's
catching
so funny.
strays. Catching all the
Yes.
strays.
Yeah.
That's too
funny.
good.
Wow.
Cool. Yeah. Should we do the 4 S's?
Yes.
Skull, scare, shakes, and suggestions. The Talking Horrors 4 S's.
The 4 S's are skulls, scares, shakes, and suggestions. This is where we rate the movie. Skulls is how well this movie handles mental health and human behavior. Scares is how scary is it. Shakes is how much you can remember it. Is this a one and done for you? And then suggestions will give other suggestions based on this movie. Jamie, why don't you start with your 3 of the 4 S's?
Yes. For skulls, I'm giving this a 5.5. I don't know. I don't really know why.
Fair.
Yeah. For scares, I gave it a 1 because, like, I don't know, scary makeup stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
And for shakes, I'm giving this like a 3. This isn't sticking around. I feel like if you like the Black Phone, you'll probably like this. So like you're already there.
already
You don't
there.
need me to like recommend or not recommend anything.
Sure.
Right. Mine are similar. Full. Wow. I was gonna try to say 4 and skulls, but I said false. So for skulls, I'm giving this a 4. For scares,
Okay.
I'm giving it a 2, and for shakes, I am also giving it a 3.
Mine are very similar. I'm giving it a 6 for skulls. I'm giving it a 1 for scares for skulls, a 1 for scares, and I'm going to give it a 4 for shakes.
Okay.
I will start with my suggestions. I think an obvious one. There's an obvious one that I won't say. I'll let someone else say it. Um, I think if you want dream movies, go with Night House.
Mm.
Or Before I Wake.
Okay. Yeah.
The Mike Flanagan movie. And if you want a movie with like very similar vibes, like that winter vibes that have kind of a dream sequence type thing, watch The Lodge.
Ooh.
So those are my suggestions.
For some reason, this gave me Long Legs vibes. I guess it's the trying to discover what's happening type thing going on.
Interesting, sure.
But also the whole dream sequence of the grabber picking up Gwen and everybody like seeing all that stuff reminded me of the scene in The Conjuring 2 with all the kids that you know, the demon is throwing them around and all that stuff. So I'm gonna put The Conjuring 2. And then I'll say it, Nightmare, Avi. So.
Oh, I wasn't even that, but
oh, okay.
Yes,
I'll don't worry. I'll say the
the
obvious
one. All right,
one.
cool.
At least what I think is the obvious one.
Yeah.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay, so for me, the obvious one is Sinister. Was that what you were thinking, Bri, or did you have a different obvious one?
No, I had a different one. I was thinking Dream Warrior specifically.
Oh. Okay.
I know there was a lot of Sinister slander happening earlier, but I do I do kind of like that movie, even though Ethan Hawke's character is reprehensible for bringing his family to that house. And so may he get got in the way that he deserves. Okay, this might be a weird one, but there's kind of some like Lovely Bones vibes in this movie.
Sure.
I recognize that this is not a horror movie.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
And the movie is like not particularly great, but I do remember really being into the book for some reason when I was a youngin. And yeah, just there's something there.
Mm-hmm.
I see it.
Another one could be Insidious, just with like the walking and like the dream in between stuff,
like going through the red door.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I was now when every movie ends that we think is fine, I always make the same joke to Jamie, whether it's, oh damn, it's too bad Patrick Wilson's not singing the over the credits.
Yes, absolutely. Still love him. My God. Okay. Is that all? Are we good? This is the episode, I think.
I think this is the episode. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you for listening to The Black Phone 2. And thanks for tuning in for our season 9 opener. You can follow us on the socials, Instagram, TikTok at Talk Horror Pod. And producer Brian, where can they listen to us?
You can listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. So that's like Spotify, that's YouTube. Hi, YouTube. That is also Apple Podcasts. Rate and review us there. 5 stars, please.
And thank you.
How should we end this?
Don't get grabbed.
I don't get grabbed, but I just have to say, I think it's hot that you talk to Jesus. That scene was that was a good, cute, fun scene. And then Finn breaking it up, being like, I'm in the room. Like, what did you think? Like, I thought that was this movie has its moments. We'll end it up positive.
Okay. Obsessed. Well, thank you guys for listening. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.